well now that we've got that abomination out of the way. Here are my new builds. This is by far my favorite. It's the core Elementalist. It's the same one as the Dagger core Ellie build that I was using before. But now we have sword, running cleansing, and energy. I find that's just generally the best way to do it. Eagle rune, you're going to notice a pattern here. I don't really use any other runes. I just find Eagle rune gives you exactly what you need on most of my builds at least. So yeah, and I'm taking the Relic of Fireworks. I'll get into Relics in a little bit here. But basically Firework Relic gives me, as far as I can tell, the best uptime on that 10%. If I'm not taking the Relic of Firework, then I'll usually be taking Speed. Anyway, I'll go into the Relics in a few minutes here. So the build is pretty much the same for core Elementalist. The only difference is that I'm using a sword instead. You will notice that being able to get this Cauterizing Strike and even the Aqua Siphon. I feel so nerdy using these names of the skills, but Rust Frenzy. Yeah. Just using those in combination with Fresh Air is going to be really effective. This build's got a lot of things going on for it. You can proc Pyro Pussy into Fresh Air. You can stack the Might before you do it for a better Pyro Pussy into Fresh Air. You got protection boons. You got, heal on water dodge. It's a good build. So I'd recommend you try that one out. For stats, it's mostly power, I want to say. It's definitely got a bit of Selly in it. Probably a little more biased toward power if you consider the Eagle rune and the Relic we're using. The next build is this is a Weaver build I've been running for a long time. Now, if you haven't checked this build out, now is a really good time to do that because they recently nerfed the Antitoxin rune. I'll just bring that up quickly. As you can tell, I'm rich right now. Oh, no, not rune. Relic. So a rational-minded person would read this and go, oh, okay, so this can only affect an ally once every 5 seconds. Incorrect, actually. You can only use the effect at all every 5 seconds. That's what it should say. If you don't believe me, go try it out for yourself. It sucks. They ruined the Relic of the Antitoxin. I am not a happy camper about it. So don't take the Antitoxin Relic, is the moral of the story here. Now, so why you should check out this build if you haven't yet is because you're going to notice we have a lot of cleanse synergy here. When you get swiftness, you get regeneration, which is going to give you a cleanse. Now, what gives you swiftness? Well, this is swiftness, which is regeneration. This is swiftness. Actually, that's super speed, which is going to give you regeneration as well. Yeah, regeneration, swiftness, regeneration, swiftness, regeneration, swiftness, again, and then you got more cleanse here, and then we got cleanse again, and yeah, you got a lot of cleanse in this build. So if you are missing the antitoxin effect and you want to play, like you're getting pissed off about people spamming you with Condi, this is the build you should play if you've been avoiding it until now. I know it's like a lot of people, their play style is just so different that they don't really like it, but I don't know, maybe now is the time for you to try it out. This one is usually very power-oriented. I'm not sure why I'm running a little more selly than usual at the moment. I must have got pissed off at somebody. I'm not really sure what happened here. I would never do that. Anyway, but yeah, it is generally... Actually, I've got a lot of precision I really don't need. So pretty similar to the last build stat-wise. It's mostly power. You could run some selly if you want to. I run a little bit. You want to run enough selly to just give yourself a little bit of survivability. The rest you want it to be power. Because you are a melee build. If you don't run any selly, you're just asking for it. But yeah, I actually had somebody tell me recently that they had never seen me play this build. But I have so many videos where I play this build. Like, most of you, I'm willing to bet, have seen me play this. So, if you didn't know I was playing this build, yeah, I play a water-air build very often. And it's very good. And I used to get memed for it because people didn't realize that it was a power build, and they didn't realize it was actually a pretty good one. And if you run it with hammer, it is surprisingly effective. The only thing that it doesn't really have is speed. So you could actually run this with the speed relic if you want to. Actually, am I? I might be. I am running it with the speed relic because I like to play it with hammer. It does a lot of damage, and hammer is quite good. And every time you do that, that's going to be regen, Condi cleanse. And every time you use the grand finale, you're going to get it again. I am running another variant of that, which is using the Relic of Gw2. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of regeneration on a build that's perma regen. And on this build, I've actually taken a fuckload of healing power. This is just an experimental build. I don't actually know if I'm going to keep playing it. Seems to be doing decent damage. Zealot, Zealot. Same as the last build, just I'm using the Gw2 relic. So disclaimer, I don't actually know if this particular build is good, but I can vouch for the other two so far. These are both really good. This one is kind of an experimental build. With regard to my Dagger Fire Air Catalyst build, that many of you should have seen by now if you watch my videos. Prefer to run it with Sword Dagger now. You can see I'm going to get a lot of my generation just from blasting this fire field. Of course, you can also, oops, I'm rotating really badly. Let me show you one. I can quickly get a Magnetic Aura, then I can get a Chalking Aura, I can get a Fire Aura, I can blast the Might if I wanted to go from Fire to Earth. Still got all your tricks with the Earth Shield. Pretty good build. I prefer to run it with the Sword Dagger now. It's the same build. I don't think it's really changed too much. Stat-wise, it is Eagle Rune again, of course. And again, similar to the other builds I've showed you already. It's generally power-oriented, but you have to run a little bit of Selly, unless you just want to have a bad time. You can run a little bit more Selly on this build, I find, because it just has the bonus of being the latest expansion's elite spec. So it's just kind of overpowered a little bit. The only other build I've really had to change would be the Staff Weaver. It's the same build as always. I don't think it's changed in a long time. This really is, as far as I can tell, the most optimal way to run it. If you want to absolutely max out your damage, you take the Potent Superior Sharpening Stone. You take the Dragon's Breath Buns. And if you're looking at that, you're going, oh, but it's not up all the time. Aren't you going to lose damage? Well, no, you just kill things. And then you keep it up. Stats, as always, full Zerk, Scholar Rune. You run one with the Bloodlust, one with the Force Sigil, and another with Impact and Force. And then you can maximize your damage. Of course, I'm using the Relic of Fireworks. Now, regarding the other relic choices, I know some people are going to have their own opinions on relics. You could take, I'm not using it here because I don't even play this build really. I just have it on my bar to be annoying to people when they piss me off. But you could take the Astral Ward relic, which just gives you a cleanse when you use a Signet after you have the Astral Ward effect up or something like that. I don't know, I just kind of skim read it. But that doesn't seem bad as far as the AIDS Tempest build goes, but I don't really like playing that build unless I'm irritated at somebody. The Relic of Isgarin, if I'm saying that right. Other than that, maybe you could take the Evasion Relic. Seems like it would be okay on Elementalist. But the top three, in my opinion, really it's just top two. Because the Gw2 Relic is very specific to my build. The top two for Ellie seems to be Firework and Speed. But yeah, there's your little update video. I'm planning on doing more streaming as opposed to montages. I just uploaded my 100th montage. I feel like a fucking nerd for making 100 of those things. But it was a labor of love until now. I'm done with it pretty much. Still do it every now and then, perhaps.